I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, how about that OHL Eastern Conference? Only 8 points separating first from seventh. The Sudbury Wolves from the Kingston Frontenacs. And you can take your pick of teams 1 through 7 and find a reason to like virtually any of them. The North Bay Battalion 1 point out of first and adding at the deadline to make a statement. The Brantford Bulldogs held first place for a minute this week before Sudbury leapfrogged them again. And Brantford way ahead of schedule, aren't they? Credit to Matt Turek, the GM there, for what he pulled off at the deadline this year. I think Oshawa's playing some of its best hockey of the season, and it just keeps going on and on. How do you discount the Ottawa 67s ever in this league, East or West? But here's the thing. As exciting as it is right now in the Eastern Conference, you take that top team right now, the Sudbury Wolves, you insert them into the West, and you'll find them sitting in 6th place. That's not the knock that it might sound like, but I do recall saying on this very channel earlier this season that West would once again be best in the Ontario Hockey League. And as much as you're enjoying the East, if all eyes aren't on the Western Conference and the Midwest Division this weekend, then I don't know where those eyes are, because it is London and Kitchener, a couple of storied franchises with a deep history of rivalry, and they're meeting for first place. There's a lot that goes into making the schedule, right? You got to figure out arena availabilities. You got to figure out preferred home days. You got to try to make it as easy as you can when it comes to travel. The poor Erie Otters this year, but that's a whole other story with what they've had to go through on their schedule and the back and forth. But with all that goes into making the schedule, you could not have asked for a better weekend at a better time of year. We're post-deadline. We're looking at the playoffs. We're getting closer, 2/3 of the way through the season, and we get a home and home in 2 huge buildings that are going to be sold out in Kitchener and London for Rangers and Knights. Sorry to the other 18 teams, but the OHL spotlight is on the Midwest Division in southwestern Ontario this weekend, and what a showcase for the OHL. I'm Farwell. It's Friday. We'll see you at the rink, as long as it's in Kitchener or London.